Alright everybody, are you ready for this week's wrestling rumors and breaking news from around the wrestling world? We are going to give you some breaking news on Tiffany Stratton's struggles with her WWE boyfriend. Is Natalya finally calling it quits and heading to retirement? Roman Reigns' new business venture outside of the WWE. We are also going to give you the latest breaking news on John Cena's next role in the entertainment world. Why is The Rock holding the Wrestlemania 40 documentary hostage because of his wild demands? We will show you the latest video of Liv Morgan's arrest body cam footage from her marijuana arrest, and we will give you the details of this former WWE Diva who thinks she will die in prison because of her medical condition. Oh, and we will give you the details of this week's Smackdown matches. This will be a jammed-packed video, so you won't want to miss a second of our latest breaking news. Let's start off with some Tiffy time, shall we? Tiffany Stratton is a rising star in the WWE, and with her move up to the main roster on Smackdown, she had to make some difficult decisions in her personal life. With her move to Fridays on WWE's Smackdown brand, it left very little time for her and her WWE boyfriend Ludwig Kaiser to get some quality time together. Ludwig Kaiser is signed with the Raw brand, which made it easier for both of them to spend a couple of days together at the end of the week when both Raw and NXT were done with their live shows for the week. Now, with Tiffany Stratton splitting with NXT and headlining Smackdown, Tiffany said it's been hard for her and Kaiser to get some Tiffy time, if you know what I'm saying. Time will tell if they find a way to keep their relationship going in this tough wrestling business. And speaking of business, Tiffany Stratton has also been getting a lot of heat from the WWE management about her ring gear. Now, I know you and I both absolutely love her ring gear, but that's the exact issue. Her beautiful appearance, along with her amazing wrestling talents in the ring, are making it hard for the fans to embrace her as a heel. Honestly, I see the same thing happening with Mommy Rhea Ripley. They are both so good, and their personalities are so catchy that it's hard for us to boo them as terrible heels. Needless to say, Tiffany Stratton may need to change her buff Barbie appearance if she is going to go full heel. We will see how that goes. Next up is Natalya, and is she finally calling it a career and announcing her retirement? Natalya is the last active member of the Heart Dungeon and started her role in the WWE back in 2008. For almost 20 years, she's been holding down the women's division and mentoring the young talent to get them to be better performers in the ring. Natalya will become a free agent in a couple of weeks, and according to Sean Ross Sapp from Frightful's The Hump, she is in talks with the WWE to renew her contract. However, no contract has been completed and no agreement has been made between the WWE and Natalya, which makes you think that if they are unable to make a new contract work, will this be the time for Natalya to announce her retirement from professional wrestling? Of course, the other option is to join another company or travel the indie circuit. But Natalya has been linked to the WWE her entire career, and there are no signs that point to her becoming all elite and joining AEW anytime soon. It will most likely be WWE or retirement for Natalya. Roman Reigns has been keeping busy during his off time outside of the ring and on a hiatus from the WWE. The Tribal Chief has done it all in the ring and has racked up so many achievements in the WWE that it's possible you can call him the Jordan or Kobe or LeBron James of professional wrestling. Well, you can add one more comparison to these sports goats, his own shoe line. That's right, Roman Reigns is already a sneakerhead, so it makes sense that he will be releasing his own customized black and red Jordan shoes called Air Bloodline 12s. I'm not a sneakerhead, but these look pretty cool and will be released out to the public sometime in 2025. Who do you think will buy these Jordan Romans? Let us know in the comments section if you think you will buy a pair. And speaking of high-caliber WWE veterans, John Cena has just announced what he has planned for his next project. But before we get into his next project, I wanted to point out that John Cena made a statement on the Pat McAfee show earlier this week about his own wrestling future. And Cena, just like Randy Orton said last week, told Pat McAfee that he will most likely hang it up and not wrestle anymore after he turns 50 years old. That doesn't give that much time to wrestle since he's already 47 years old. Is there plans in the future for John Cena to break Ric Flair's 16-time World Championship record in the next 3 years? Probably not, but I wouldn't put it past the WWE to let Cena go out with a bang. In the meantime, Cena is back in Hollywood doing this entertainment hustle, and his new hustle is none other than hosting Shark Week on the Discovery Channel. That's right, John Cena is going to join the elite group of celebrities like Shaq, Jason Momoa, and The Rock in hosting the iconic and extremely popular weekend of Shark programming. I think I might have to tune into the Monster Hammerhead Species X show. All of these Shark Week programs, including Part 2 of Belly of the Beast, will air throughout all of 2024. Is The Rock holding up the release of the WrestleMania 40 documentary because of his wild demands? WrestleMania 40 has been over for a month now, and the WWE has no date in sight to release their documentary about the largest WrestleMania in history. The documentary was originally scheduled to premiere on April 10th and is supposed to give the WWE Universe an exclusive behind-the-scenes look into how the largest sports entertainment event comes together. However, the documentary remains on hold, and some people have speculated that The Rock is holding up the release and will not give the WWE permission to air the documentary. While it sounds like people want this to be true, Brian Gewirtz from $7 confirmed the delay was not due to any reluctance from The Rock. It looks like the holdup is due to the fact that the original 11-minute feature expanded to 45 minutes and now has blown up to over an hour of footage. The WWE doesn't know when the documentary will be released, but promises that it will be an awesome viewing experience once it's ready. Liv Morgan was arrested in December from drug possession, but the police camera footage hasn't been released until very recently. Here is the latest video of Liv Morgan's arrest body cam footage from her marijuana arrest. I know Liv wants to put this behind her, and let's be honest, we all know over half of America uses some form of marijuana, but we wanted to share with you the video of her arrest since it is wrestling news that people are interested in viewing. Liv remains active on the Raw roster and looks to win the Women's World Championship in the very near future. This former WWE Diva who thinks she will die in prison because of her medical condition. Do you all remember Tammy Sytch, aka Sunny, from the WWF days? Well, she now fears that she will die in prison from her untreated blood clot in her leg. Tammy Sytch was sentenced to 17 years in prison after a DUI car crash that killed Julian Lasseter in 2022. In an interview with TMZ, she stated she would barely walk on her leg after testing showed a blood clot that requires blood thinners. She noticed swelling from the top of her knees to her toes and brought the issue to the prison officials, but claims her request for medical attention have been denied. She is not due to be released from prison until January 2040. And finally, let's get into the quarterfinal matches of the Smackdown side of the King of the Ring tournament. Smackdown kicked off with Bianca Belair facing off against Tiffany Stratton. These two are arguably the best athletes on the roster, and this match just might be the start of the newest rival for the next decade. Stratton and Belair work so well together, and I really hope there is a building storyline between these two. I don't know if anyone else caught this, but the Jacksonville crowd has their own version of the 2-count kickout chant. Pretty cool, Duvall. Not bad. Anyways, Stratton is about to perform the prettiest moonsault in the business, but Bianca Belair hits her while she is on the top rope and picks her up to execute her KOD. Bianca pins Tiffany Stratton to advance to the semifinals and will face the winner of Cargill and Jax. The first match of the night on the men's side is the quarterfinals match between Tama Tonga and LA Knight. The megastar was pumped for this match since he absolutely hates the bloodline. It's essentially 3 against 1, but he doesn't care. He's ready for a fight, but so was Tonga. Tonga's energy in the ring is actually impressive, and he sells the match with LA Knight pretty well. Solo looks to be enjoying the match from ringside, but Paul Heyman was just standing in the background, quiet and passive. I don't think he approves of Solo being the one to call all of the shots on behalf of the Bloodline, but it doesn't matter. LA Knight is distracted from the Bloodline, and Tama Tonga slams Knight to the canvas and pins him to advance to the semifinals. Next up after the commercial is the contract signing between the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes and the United States champion Logan Paul in a champion versus champion match next week at King of the Ring. Logan rips up the contract because he doesn't want to put up his title on the line. He only wants to fight for the undisputed WWE title. Cody accepts for some reason, and now it's just the WWE title on the line, and the US title is no longer in play. The next quarterfinals match is on the women's side, and it's Nia Jax versus Jade Cargill. Last week, Jade picked up Piper Niven with ease and slammed her to the canvas. Can she do it again with Jax this week? Yup, she sure can. Cargill had some extra motivation this week with her daughter watching the match ringside. Now, I have to say, this match was an absolute disappointment if you ask me. They disqualified Jade Cargill because she used a chair outside of the ring to hit Jax over the head. Really? That's how you want to have this match end? It was only a few minutes long and it was over before it even started. The Jacksonville crowd was not pleased with the outcome and made some interesting chants after the match was over. I think it would have been awesome for Jade Cargill to face off against her tag team partner Bianca Belair, but it looks like they have something else in store for Jade Cargill. Next up is a tag team match between DIY and Legado de Fantasma with Santos Escobar ringside. Uneventful and just an average match. Nothing really to say on this one. DIY wins, and that's about it. On to the next match, the main event. Randy Orton versus Carmelo Hayes for the next quarterfinal match in the King of the Ring tournament. The Legend Killer versus the #1 overall draft pick. Randy Orton starts the match by absolutely obliterating Hayes. Carmelo stays strong and tries to keep up with the Viper. The Jacksonville crowd chanting, "Whoop, that trick," was pretty funny, right as Carmelo was about to punt Randy Orton's skull in. Orton moves out of the way and keeps wearing Hayes down. But Mello hits Orton with the first 48, which looks very similar to Chris Jericho's Codebreaker, and Randy takes a perfect bump to the canvas. But you know what time it is? Yup, it's RKO time. Carmelo tries to execute a flying jump move from the middle rope, but Orton hits him with an RKO out of nowhere to win the match and face Tama Tonga in the semi-final match. The Bloodline comes out at the end of the show to try to intimidate Randy Orton, but Orton literally laughs at them and proceeds to cut a spit-flying promo to remind them just who the hell he is. It's going to be a great match next week in Saudi Arabia, and I can't wait to watch it and give you the recap. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you would like to see next from our channel. Leave your comments and suggestions below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you can get notified of our next videos.